Good morning, pregame crew. How are y'all doing? How's the audio? We will get started officially in just a few minutes. Hi, Steven. It's me this morning. I don't think I forgot to hit the record button. You should be able to see me and hear me now. Waiting for audio confirmation. Perfect. Yay. Thanks, Dragon and Mustang. Hey, Clark. I missed y'all. I told y'all I would share a couple vacation pics. So let me see. That's the hubby enjoying a cerveza. That is the cabana. Obviously, I was obsessed with that cabana. And that was the resort. So it was amazing. It was beautiful. And I missed y'all terribly. Absolutely terribly. Let's see. One more. And that's us smiling. Obviously, that was the first day. That was before we had to leave. We were smiling big. Hey, P. Court, Davy Baby, Media, Benjamin, Matthew, Roger. Appreciate all of you being on here this morning. We will get started in 3 minutes. We will get started. It's going to be a fun week and a fun day. Yesterday, that's right, it is holiday for y'all up in Canada. So it'll be an interesting week. Yesterday was crazy with crypto, amazing volatility and trading. Just lots of fun for those of you who got a piece of the action. I'm not going to claim that I traded it well. I bought Matic down at 80 cents and sold it at $1.10. Thought I was a trading genius for a half second, and then it went to, what is it now, $1.50 something. So amazing bounce. Note to self, be patient with buying into oversold bounces and be patient exiting oversold bounces. Oh, thanks, Dragon. I appreciate it, Mustang. Space is taking up all the fun this morning. Let me see. Space SPCE. They had the successful launch, and they have millions of shares traded this morning. So definite volatile action to be expected today. TikTok just had news with Siri. That will be interesting. Some type of collaboration, relationship, partnership. Hey, Veronica, missed y'all. We will get started with SPY and NASDAQ. They dropped last night at open, and they have bounced pretty decently overnight. So the market bulls are set up well, but the theme of the week is weekly inside bar. Weekly inside bar. That is the theme of the week. So if you are new to the pregame show, I always put my trading view setup on the screen first, so you know what my indicators are. The yellow is the simple 50 moving average. The purple is the 200 simple moving average. Green is the 8 EMA. Red is the 21 exponential moving average. The yellow candles are just inside bars. Once they close, they turn yellow if they are within the range of the prior candle. It just helps them jump out from my eyes. Then the CM Ultimate RSI multi-time frame indicator, you can plot multiple RSI lines or values on one indicator. And then TTM squeeze, I am primarily an options trader, so I need to know when momentum is picking up or could be incoming. I'm going to delete this now. Dragon Man. So Jason won't be joining us because it is a Canadian holiday. So Dragon Man, you're on your own in there. I will be watching and helping as I can. And I'm Chart Gal Lori, and I'm part of the Chart Guys, and we teach technical analysis. So we teach you technicals, not the fundamentals. Sometimes fundamentals creep in. I call it fun tech when we combine fundamentals and technical. But I will not trade a chart that I fundamentally love if the technicals don't support it. If the technicals support it and I like the fundamentals, then we've got a magic combination. But technicals always guide our trades as far as the chart guys. We are technical analysis traders. So right now we have ES and a 30-minute EQ. 15-minute has a few little bobbles in here, so it's not as clean. So let's go look at our 15-minute time frame and see who's the strongest. Our Fab 4 futures, then we'll go over commodities, crypto, the movers and shakers, and then we will always end with SPY. So looking at ES, we are approaching key resistance right here. We broke 41. We actually have a triple top right here, 41.7450, 41.74, 41.7375. That is not enough for a bull break, 50 cents. Your next resistance is right here. Don't lose sight of this little wick here. So I use the pivots. So these numbers here, the dollar values, these are the pivot point high low, just so it kind of call out to me the highs and lows, but it doesn't plot every single one. So we have one here at 41.7550 to be aware of. Key support 41.6825, 41.6550. So looking at the bouncers overnight, NASDAQ is positioned well and it's very strong bounce, then ES, then RTY, and then the Dow. The Dow's a little bit weaker bounce, but let's kind of zoom out and get our bearings for the week, okay? So we are actually, this is futures prices, but it'll still work. We are opening within the range of last week, and last week stayed within the range of the prior week of May 10th. So let me kind of zoom in here. So May 10th, here's our candle. We had a huge range. We're looking at Dow just so you can see it, and it's on every chart. So with Dow, we had, what was that, 280 point swing here of the total opening to closing range of May 10th week. The week of May 17th, we stayed within that range. And now this week, we're opening up within the range of last week. So if we break these weekly inside bars to the bullish side, we can expect some volatility and some nice follow through to the upside, barring any negative news. Same thing to the downside. So actually my trade last week was on the NASDAQ. So on the NASDAQ, we opened last week, of course, within that range. So the range before was about 850 points was the May 10th range. We opened up within that range. So I put on a trade. Actually, it was on ES. I put on a trade saying, okay, I'm going to sell a put credit spread down here below 402925. So I did like 4,000, 3,950. A put credit spread. I sold it down here, and then I sold a call credit spread above 4238.25. I'm going to start calling that in my personal repertoire the vacation trade. So if I go into a vacation and we have this huge range and we're anticipating a weekly inside bar, I'm going to sell a put credit spread below that range and a call credit spread above that range. That's an iron condor, just to collect premium. So as we went sideways, I collected premium, and I opened it at about, I think it was $5.90. So right at $6, so $600, and then I closed it at a nickel. So it just goes sideways. So this week, I don't know that trade would work because we're tightening up a little bit. So if we explode to the upside or downside, it would then hurt your iron condor. So for you options traders, look for those weekly inside bars setups where you have the large range and in the odds favor, you're going to stay within that range. Going back. Oh, Stephen, I trade technicals all the time without fundamentals. I don't have to know what even a stock does. It doesn't even have to be a stock. I trade futures, Forex, crypto. I don't have to know what it is. As long as it has a time and a price axis. So as long as it has a price axis and a time axis, I can trade it. So of course I have to be eligible to be with the broker, but overall, that's all I need is some candles, and I can trade it. So NASDAQ, we have resistance approaching 13570 is the high of last Friday. It's actually not approaching. We're $70 away. So we have this bull break, and then 13550 would be in the next psychological level, then 13570. Your support 1347675, 1345875. So what does this tell us to do today? We've already looked at ES and NASDAQ. Let's just kind of break it down. What I would be looking to do is, if we remain in these 15-minute uptrends, keeping it simple, keep it simple for the Louisiana girl, 15-minute trend change, then I'm going to be looking bullish for names like Google. The names that are set up well within the technology sector or the overall SPY sector. I'm going to be looking to the bullish side. If we lose the 15-minute uptrend and we come down, we get a lower high, lower low, confirm the downtrend, then I will be looking bearish. I have some names I'm eyeing for the bearish side, like Roku and Zoom. But I will not trade Roku and Zoom to the downside if NASDAQ is in a 15-minute uptrend. We really have to be aware of our correlations, our overall ETFs, and we have to know what tide is carrying our boat, because the rising tide lifts all boats and vice versa. Okay, so RTY is definitely not as strong. Your resistance 2225, so 2,225. And then 2,228, your support 2218 and 2217. So RTY is definitely not as strong. Let's zoom out on this one. Weekly inside bar. So here's the range of May 10th. Here's the range of May 17th. If we were to stay within the range of the prior week, all of this week, you're going to hear everybody and their brother yelling, chop, chop, chop. It's chop. No, it's not. It's sideways. If we stay within the range of the prior week's candle, then we could go sideways all week and we would be storing energy. Look what happens when you have inside bars. You see those red dots? We are storing energy. Our Instapot price action just went into the Instapot. And from the outside, it looks like nothing's happening. God, it's so boring. Nothing's happening. My chicken's not cooking. And then when it breaks out from this to the upside or downside and we fire this squeeze, then we open the Instapot and we see that pressure explode, the steam come out, and the chicken's cooked. So we're cooking chickens this week in most of our sectors. So YM, so you saw the inside bars. Let me make sure you saw them all. Yellow, 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 yellow. So I want to make sure if you leave this pregame show, what did you walk away with? Is we have weekly inside bars to be watching. If we break bull, then I would be looking to the upside on any names that are set up bullishly. Okay, so on YM, we have support at 34250, 34245, resistance 34307, 34339. So in the swing report this weekend, we looked at XLI and XLB. So we're looking at the Dow right now. So I'm just going to jump over there on XLI. I just want to show you, we got that lower low. So we got the higher high, higher low, lower high, lower low without a lot of follow through, and we're banging up against the 8 EMA. XLI needs to get a bounce going. You see how the RSI is turned up? We need it to get a bounce going to help YM. XLB really fell out of bed last week, and we have potential bear flag forming. So we had elevated bear volume, check. EMA overhead, check. Upper wick of profit taking, check. Has it bounced more than 50%? No, check. Everything is lining up for a bear flag on XLB. Let's see if the XLB bulls can negate it. However, I would be anticipating a lower high relative to 88.88, and it could give you a potential trade. So gold is set up very nicely. We have daily inside bar forming. We haven't closed within that range. So we have Friday's resistance of 1890, and then we have support of 1870. I am bullish gold. I am bullish gold with verticals. I have been letting y'all know that for a few weeks now, and I'm still bullish gold. Let's look at gold on larger term time frame. Do you see how we have the green histogram above the zero line? It's just showing this positive momentum. We have elevated bull volume. However, I am expecting a lower high relative to 1962.50, and I will be out before that happens. But overall, I have a bullish view on gold. You have support 1879, 1875. You have resistance at double top 1887, 1887.90, and 1890. And these are the areas, if I'm long gold, which I am, and we approach 1890 and we stop, and then we get a little 2-minute trend change, and I'm watching gold, then I may take 1/3 off. How do I do that? What if I'm not watching it? I set alerts and I say, okay, tell me when gold crosses 1889. That makes me, I get an alert. There's the alert line right there, the orange line. You can see it. When it hits 1889, that would be a profit taking area where I take off 1/3, and then I bottom fish a 15-minute higher low on a pullback. There's various ways that you could profit take winners. That's just an example of how I do it. Oil. So oil, we're losing the 15-minute uptrend. We have support at 63.92, 63.85. Resistance at 64.75, 64.91. There was some type of oil news this morning. We are looking for a 4-hour higher low on any pullback. Plenty of room for a higher low. So on the daily, we're looking for a lower high. So what are the odds here? This is if this were ES, and it's something that I was very comfortable selling spreads in, which I'm not comfortable selling spreads in oil. This is one of those examples where we could stay within this range all week. So let's remember this example. We have support at 61.56, resistance 67.02. We have bounced high enough for a higher low on the 4-hour and the daily, but what would have to happen to go rip through 67.02? That would be pretty tough. So then you sell a spread and you say, okay, I'm going to sell a call credit spread and sell a put credit spread because odds favor we stay within this range. This is another good example of how you would do that, pretending like this is Amazon or Apple on a really large time frame. Then you collect that premium. Bitcoin. Everybody hated on Bitcoin overnight. Yesterday, it just had a terrible weekend. It is trying to redeem itself, approaching resistance of 3889, 75 support, 31,111, 30,000. Now we're looking for a higher low on the 4-hour. Look at this declining bull volume on the 4-hour. It was overnight, but still notable. So I would expect Bitcoin could potentially top out here, but let's see how strong the FOMO is and get a higher low. So let's get a shorter term support for you day traders. Support 35,948 and 34,806. Okay. Making sure I'm not missing anything in the chat room. We're looking good. Bitcoin looks great. Ethereum. Let's look at this. So Ethereum doesn't have as clear of a setup. We have enough bounce probably to get a higher low on the daily. Have enough bounce to get a higher low on the 4-hour, declining bull volume. So watch this action here. Your next resistance is up at 29.50 and then 3,000. So get shorter term time frames. 23.46, 22.25. That's a nice volume here. That may be vol climaxy, meaning that the full FOMO is kicking in, and let's see if the bears take over in the short term. I don't feel like I was clear on the daily chart, so I need to go over that again. So I don't like that we don't have a clear resistance here. We came down, we bounced. We have, of course, resistance at 29.50 and 3,000, and we're looking for a higher low there. So Ethereum may chop within this range all week. We shall see. AMC had an inside bar Friday. That resistance high, 1284, low, 1205. So Fast and Furious had international whatever opening this weekend and broke records for the first show to whatever net so many billion since the pandemic hit. So I believe that's positively impacting AMC. How would you trade this? You could possibly bottom fish. Let me go in a lower time frame. 12.17 double bottom, 12.09 and $12. If we have a pullback, you could bottom fish that area. You have resistance at 12.35 and 12.39. So this may be setting up AMC. However, we could have a potential 4-hour bear flag. So let's see. We had this big burst out of those weekly inside bar breaks, bull breaks, and now we're tightening up. So let's just watch the tightening action. I'm not saying we have a super clear setup here, but a pullback to 12.17 could get you a nice risk reward entry, and you just stop out of 12.15 as loss, and you say, okay, that's not working. John Deere had a price target upgrade, raise, something another. So we lost the trend on the weekly and on the daily. So this is part of XLI and the Dow. So it did have a nice green day on Friday, and it pulled in some nice bull volume. So this morning it's set up well for a bottom fish here, but I would still expect a lower high relative to 368.39. Now that I'm looking at this again, I don't like the setup. It's not as clear because I want to be able to zoom. You want to pull back. Let me show you. You want to pull back so it had a higher high, higher low, and then pre-market you're zooming up to go get that higher high. This doesn't give us that runway. I want a runway. So When I trade, I am not trying to land a little bitty tiny plane. I am trying to land a jet engine because I want room to run. Because with that explosion, those options that I trade, we're going to get that explosion. So I need a longer runway, and this doesn't give me that longer runway. We would run into the end of the runway. It would stop at 368.39 with hella resistance. How about that for a technical term? Hella resistance. So 361, 362.90 are your resistance. Support 359.42 and 352.17. So if you are a technology trader like I am, I trade primarily high beta names. So with high beta names, technology is my favorite. So if NQ is bouncing harder than YM, then I don't know that I would go trade deer to the long side. So just remember that. I was looking at this an hour and a half ago before NASDAQ really took leadership. So I don't like the runway on this one, but I still feel like we got a good analogy out of it. So FTCI, this is a newer issue. So it launched April 28th. It has some nice buzzwords in the name, solar package software. So it got 6 upgrades this morning. So this is a different runway. So do you see how we fell out of bed with this waterfall action over here? We wiped out that order book. So we zoom out up into that area. We're not going to have lots of resistance. We always have resistance, but we're not going to have lots of resistance because it got wiped out. So I like this name to the long side. 948 got some spikes in pre-market, so that may prove to be some resistance. Once we get over that, then we don't have a lot of resistance overhead. Support 905.887. I didn't check the volume on this one. Shame on me. Volume is average 1 million. Friday was 243,000. So if the volume stays low on this one, back away. Just back away. Okay. NVDA, we had the what was it, stock split? Was it 4-1 or 5-1? 5-1, I believe, for every share of Nvidia that you own on whatever date that they said it is. Then the next day you get 5 shares of Nvidia, so they just divide the price by 5. So it has some positive momo from that news. 605.51, 601.60, 607.90 is resistance, and 608.88 and 610.37. This is my favorite name long this week. We got a couple things going on. We have the stock split, and effectively a stock split does nothing, absolutely nothing for a stock. It just makes it more affordable for other traders, but it doesn't add fundamental value. But we have a history of running on stock split news. So with that in mind, we have earnings on May 25th. So we have earnings tomorrow. So we have earnings, possible run into earnings today where people say, I want a piece of this action before we run into earnings. Plus we have the stock split. So I'm looking for this to the long side, but I will be careful. We've been running pretty hard. Roku on the daily, it is running into the 50 MA. So we got through the resistance of 33724 on Friday. We hit 33989. So I like Roku to the short side if the market were to pull back. We are running into the 50 MA, which has been some pretty strong resistance. We've been unable to close above the 50 MA in prior attempts. That is around 340.85. Let's call it 341. So I would love to top fish Friday's high, 339.89, if we were to push into it. If the market starts to lose its 15-minute downtrend, then I'd be looking for a Roku short. Siri. Oh, that's the wrong Siri. I want that one. Okay, Sirius Radio has some positive news with TikTok. So on any pullback, 601 could serve as support, then 594. 591, you have some initial spike resistance at 608 and 612. This thing, that when it moves, it's like a penny here, a penny there, so it may be a little frustrating, but this could be some cool news to trade this week. We are running into the 200 MA, plenty of room for a higher low on any pullback. Space is the name of the hour. Okay, coin resistance. I will go over that. We have a few more minutes. So Space had the successful launch this weekend, and it is getting a huge move, and it got an upgrade or something as well. 24.53 is your support. Then your next support is down at 21.75, prior resistance. Then 21.11, 2110, 2105. Resistance again, 2550, 2650, 2665. This name had wonderful news. However, this is a name that the bears love to hate. So this could potentially get faded. The volume is extremely impressive. So just stay agile. So this is a name you're just going to, when you trade it, you're going to stay on your tiptoes, okay? Just stay on your tiptoes. You can go long this name and make sure your risk reward is there and where your stop is. Be clear with your stops. If it pulls back to 24.53, you can enter with a stop at 24.50, but stay on your toes. If the bears pile in, you don't want to be holding it down at 21.75 praying for a miracle. Okay, that was my preaching for the day. Tesla resistance 586, 586.75, support 582.02, 581.20. It got a price upgrade this morning, but it was weak. It was really, it was sus. It was very sus. So I was noticing last Friday the 200 MA rejected price 3 times. So be watching for that if we can't get over the 200 MA. So really weak upgrade. So just be careful with that momentum. Before I go to SPY, let me look at coin for my head. So coin was the trade of Friday. That was fun, huh? We said 239. We said give it some wiggle room, and then it just dropped $14. I pray one of y'all got that. I didn't. I was trading something else. I had a good day Friday, so I'm not going to bemoan it, but that was just such a great short. So 232.50, 232.75 is your key resistance. So what would I do here? 233, I'm going to write it out, is what I would use as my stop on a short. So give it 25 cents wiggle room. Then you have support down here at 228.20 and 228.10. Now, if I were given a pop quiz, I did teach at a college, a community college, fresh out of college for me. I taught business. But if I were to give you a quiz right now, what would be the most likely outcome for today on coin? So 238.97, and then we got 2245 here. We would stay within the range of Friday. So Friday's low. Let's go look at it on the daily. So the candle high 238.97, low 223.90. So the most likely outcome, don't be lazy, Lori, go mark them so you can really see this. So if we open within this range, odds favor, where did my line go? Anyway. Odds favor, we're going to stay within this range. If we open here, that we could just bangarang within here. So if it throws you around like a whirlpool washing machine and you get rejected here and you find support here, don't be surprised if it throws you around like a washing machine with the size of Friday's range. And inside bar is most likely, especially since we're opening within that range, with an asterisk. So the caveat is we had crazy crypto volatility this weekend, so it could bring in crazy volatility into Coinbase. Okay, now let's finish with SPY. You have resistance at, we got through that. Let me mark it up. I need more coffee. So with SPY 418.20. You can tell I'm losing my coffee buzz, huh? Okay, so 417.27, 418.20, that's your resistances, your support 416.26, 415.40. Below 415.40 is 414.70. So I'm going to leave this on my screen, and I definitely won't close out the show until I give you a second to screenshot this if you want the supports and resistances. Hey, Ben Burr. Okay, I will let them know. Sorry about that. Matic is amazing. Absolutely amazing. $1.64. Just insane. Okay. Ben Burr, we will get you help right now. Mike, if you want questions answered and very specific ticker questions, you can TCG members get to ask questions 3 times, well, any time of the day, but when we're live, we go live 3 times a day and we answer any ticker request that you have to TCG members. For For this show, I have 20 minutes to cover about 25 tickers, plus give off salient points about the day and any type of macro stuff. So I just have limited time, but I do try to answer a few questions. I do try to answer a few as we go. So let me... Ben, I'm going to text Lamont right now. All right, that's it for the show. I hope you have a safe trading day. And TCG members, I'll see you in the room. Pre-game crew, I will see you tomorrow morning. Thanks for joining us.